We are continuing priority boarding for Air Canada Flight 21 to Tokyo Narita.
Well, good morning and welcome back to another video. Well, it's been 5 weeks since I returned to Canada. We did lots of traveling. We've been to Calgary, Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, Thunder Bay, and even Winnipeg for about 15 minutes. But it's time to head back to Japan. Today we got a long day. We're going to fly direct from Toronto to Tokyo Narita. It's about 13 hours, so we've got a big day ahead of us. But at least it's a nice start to the day. It's a lovely day here in Toronto. Just waiting to go back to the lovely weather of Tokyo, I guess. The flight's at 1:35 and it's just about 9:30 now. I'm just about to grab the bus to the airport. So come along, should be a nice day. We'll see how it unfolds, and yeah, we'll see what happens as we go from A to B. First order of business of the day is getting the A-OK to fly. In August 2022, PCR tests were still required to fly to Japan. By fall 2022, Japan reopened its borders to tourism. And just a reminder that if you are planning on doing some travel, do check well ahead for current and updated travel requirements for your destination. So I got my negative test results a couple days ago, 2 days ago, but to fly to Japan you need to have their specific form, so I just had to run back to the clinic, which is right in the airport, the parking to get the paper done. Alright, so we just took the train to Terminal 1, and as you can tell, I'm not wearing a mask right now, and there's a mask mandate at the airports in Canada. So what's interesting is when they did that, the definition of what is the airport and what's not the airport. The parking garage, this walkway, all this, for all intents and purposes, is not the airport. But right after this point here, let me flip it around for you. That's when you have to wear it. And there's a person that watches you just before you go inside the terminal. So it's kind of interesting how they defined what is an airport and what's not an airport when they decide to put that mandate in place. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and check in and drop the bags off. In a summer where there was plenty of news about the poor state of air travel in Canada, we once again find ourselves in Terminal 1, which doesn't look like how the news depicted it. It was busy, but not chaotic. Check-in did take a bit of time, however, as this individual didn't have her papers in order, and airlines won't check you in unless you do. Alright, so that was a very lengthy check-in process, half an hour and then some, and as I turn the corner for the security, it's not too busy actually, so there's not too much on the street side of this airport, so I'm going to get through security as quickly as possible, make my life a little bit easier and relax on the other side. So let's do that. After security, you're rewarded with a long trek to the E-gates, which are used for international destinations. I do gotta say, the international area departures is kind of zoned for Terminal 1 in Toronto. I think is relatively small, comically small. It's at the end of kind of the pier, and as I'm walking along here below us is the American gate, and there's a lot more American gates than international. It's just kind of like the end part over here. It's kind of down this long corridor, and beside me here you see this big white thing. That used to be claimed as like the fastest moving walkway in the world. And no word of a lie, I believe I've only used it once. Every other time it's been out of commission and now it's boarded up, so I guess its days are done. I'm not a big fan of this part of the terminal. Besides the lengthy walk, it can get pretty crowded, so finding a seat can be hit or miss. And since the gate area is relatively small for the aircrafts which are used on these long-haul flights, when a flight boards, passengers tend to line in the walkway, which impedes the flow of traffic. With some time to spare, I thought I'd get out of the way and grab a coffee. Today we'll be departing from gate E77, and here's our Dreamliner which will take us to Tokyo. 10 minutes before boarding time, and I was notified of a nice little surprise. Well, a stroke of good luck today. I didn't say at the start of the video because I didn't want to jinx it, but I did get the upgrade. I put an upgrade request for this flight, so we're off to Tokyo in premium economy. So I'm very happy because we tried a couple flights earlier, and I didn't get it. And I got it. And for a 13-hour flight, I think it's definitely worth it. So I'm pretty happy right now. I guess I didn't hear them call me on the overhead, the sound system, but I found the check mark on the app, so I just went up and they gave me the boarding pass. So I'm very happy with this right now. So this is gonna be a very nice flight. Initially, I was upgraded to 12H, the bulkhead row of premium economy, and an aisle seat. Every premium economy seat had a blanket, pillow, Air Canada's Clean Care kit, and a water bottle already in place. A couple flying together wished to sit beside each other, so I was more than happy to help them out, and switched for 12A, the window seat, and win-win for everyone. We ended up pushing back about 30 minutes late, and in the meantime, the menu was handed out and our order was taken. Our flight to Tokyo will be on one of Air Canada's 787-9s. The aircraft has 298 seats over 3 classes, with premium economy being the smallest with only 21 seats. Now with all that being said, it's time to get underway. So enjoy this rare southerly takeoff and the views of Toronto. Our 12.5-hour flight would take us north, across Ontario, the Territories, and Alaska, before turning southwest to Tokyo. The flight path would take us over a very sparsely populated part of the world. Soon after leaving Toronto, we fly over Sudbury, Ontario, and this will be the last community of at least 100,000 we'll see before reaching the Japanese coast. The premium economy cabin consists of 3 rows in a 2-3-2 seating configuration, with dark gray seats with red accents on the headrests. Seat pitch is 38 inches, with a few more inches in the bulkhead row by the looks of it. Plenty of space to set up camp for the long flight ahead. The 19-inch wide seats are very comfortable, and I'm willing to say that they are better than some of Air Canada's older business class seats. The headrest is nicely padded and adjustable. A small cocktail tray separates the seats, and below is a small pocket, which probably could use some cleaning. In the bulkhead row, one armrest houses the tray table, which is adjustable, and you're able to easily leave your seat when it's folded in half. The other contains the IFE, and I prefer the screen in the armrest rather than posted on the bulkhead, which sometimes is the case. After dinner, we'll take a closer look at the entertainment system on board. Also, each seat contains a power outlet, headphone jack, and remote. And Air Canada went with the personal air control on their Dreamliners. Overall, a very comfortable way to enjoy a long-haul flight. Alright, so that was the takeoff. Fantastic takeoff. The first time I ever seen it fly over downtown Toronto like that. Amazing views today. Seatbelt sign just went on, and like I said in the video when I came over from Tokyo, always like to have a change of clothes just to keep the airport clothes kind of fresh. Because I still got a nice train ride after landing in Tokyo. And yeah, anyways, this is the washroom. This is the same washroom that's in the Toronto to Vancouver to Toronto flight. Same on the back of the plane. So we've seen this all before. So time to go back for lunch and to go watch movies and do all that fun stuff. Back in my seat, it was time for the first meal service of the flight. We started with the pre-meal drink and pretzels, and I went with the classic Caesar. I followed that by the chicken option. The dish was prepared with apple and a maple sauce, a selection of ingredients which paired surprisingly well. It was accompanied by a roasted cauliflower and potato salad, the same which we enjoyed a few flights back, and a carrot cake for dessert. I was pleased with the meal and I had no issues polishing off every last morsel. After the meal service, I decided to do some light reading to pass the time. About 2.5 hours into the flight, the cabin lights and the shades were dimmed. A small amenity kit is provided in premium economy. It consists of socks, earplugs, eye mask, and most importantly, a toothbrush. And the red zipper bag itself is a nice handy little article I keep on me whenever I travel. I think they did a great job with the IFE. The screen itself has a USB and headphone jack, and the system has a wide range of content to watch. I also enjoyed and employed the picture-in-picture feature, so I can keep track of the moving map while watching a movie. And I was able to have this nice little setup to keep me occupied for a few hours. Air Canada also provides Wi-Fi on these flights. For $25, I was able to access the browsing pass for the entire flight, which allowed for everything except for streaming videos. It was fast and reliable for the duration of the flight, and I was able to keep my eye on JAL 5 as we both raced to Tokyo. Who do you think won? Along with the Wi-Fi, you also gain access to Press Reader, which has dozens of publications to read. And as always, I invite new viewers to subscribe for continued aviation and travel-related content. One thing is for certain, you won't go hungry on an Air Canada flight. A few hours later, they handed out tuna rolls, cookies, and drinks to those who were awake. And should you find yourself even more peckish, just head to the rear galley. Alright, so we're already about 8 hours in or something like that into the flight. There's still 4 more hours to go, so even for myself, these 13-hour flights are just a very long flight. You gotta find some way to break it up, watch a movie, go for a walk around, do another task, kind of break into chunks. So 4 more hours to go and we're getting closer, but still a very, very long flight. quiet in here. No one's really walking around. All the sandwiches are still here, so I'll probably grab a sandwich. I tend to eat a lot on these flights because I really don't sleep on planes, so that's what I tend to do. 4 more hours to go. And during my stroll of the aircraft, I stumbled upon a loo with the view. And I didn't even know that this existed on an Air Canada Dreamliner. It's a lavatory between the premium economy and business class. A little nicer than the lavatories in the rear of the aircraft. What do you think? With about 2 hours left, the cabin lights began to brighten, and we were getting close to Japan, with just enough time for one more meal, breakfast. And I went with the omelet. And once again, I fulfilled my duty of eliminating any food waste. Shortly after, we get our first glimpse of Japan, and these islands out in the ocean are technically part of Tokyo. Overall, it was a nice smooth flight over to Tokyo. It's not too often you can go 13 hours and not have any turbulence. And I think the premium economy on a flight like this provides a more enjoyable experience, especially for those who don't or can't sleep on planes. Oh, and for those wondering, we ended up beating JAL 5 by a few minutes, but they went to Haneda. This flight was the final flight of my round-trip itinerary between Tokyo and Toronto, which came out to $1,760. The premium economy upgrade costed 12 upgrade credits and $250. Alright, so after 13 hours, we made it to Tokyo, and no way you break it down, a 13-hour flight is a long time on a plane. But Air Canada's premium economy seat is, very comfortable. The seat itself is equivalent or better than what you'd expect to find on a domestic business class seat. There's lots of space. It's comfortable, and the food's delicious on the plane. And there's a lot of it. You're not going to go hungry, and you're not going to go thirsty on an Air Canada flight. And the bulkhead row is a nice seat as well. It's the first time I think I sat in the bulkhead row. And I know you have to put your bag up for the taxi takeoff and landing, but you get a lot of extra space there at the front. So I really enjoyed that. And overall, it was a nice, smooth flight from Toronto to Tokyo. So very happy with Air Canada's premium economy seat. And the service on board with the staff was very friendly. They in premium economy, I was surprised they called you by your name, and they're handing out the dinners, and I chat with some in the back throughout the flight. Very lovely staff, very happy. So I had a great time on this flight. And for the price, I paid, what did I pay? I did 12 credits and $250, but I think if you can get it for a long 13-hour flight, I definitely think premium economy is definitely worth it, and I think you'll thank yourself later. Anyways, let me know what you thought about Air Canada's international premium economy seat. I'm going to head home now and I guess try and go to sleep or do whatever jet lag does. It's 5:30 at night. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you around on the next video somewhere on a train, plane, or wherever I'm at.